everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with my second design team layout using the March kit. And again, I'm going to be using the pinks and cream die cuts, and then I'm also going to be using one of the flares and some sequins, and what else? Oh, and one of the inks that I got in a past kit, a spray mist. Then I also went into my stash and grabbed a paper pad from Amy Tangerine +1 collection, grabbed one of those, and then I grabbed a green cardstock. I grabbed something new in my stash. It's the Nouveau Embellishment Mousse. I grabbed my clear gesso and a couple more inks that I'll share with you. So the first thing I want to do is prep my background. So I took my clear gesso and I'm going to prep my page. So I just put it on my background and I just showed you the inks and everything while I was drawing my background. Now every Friday on the Cheeky.studio group there is a challenge to use mixed media. Now I know today's Wednesday, but my day to upload was to upload on Wednesday. So I decided to take the challenge to do some mixed media stuff. I use this spray mist called Glorious Day, which we got in one of my kits a couple months ago from Cheeky.studio. She has quite a few of the sprays on sale at her shop. And then what I did was I looked at the colors that were in the pink and cream die cuts, and I went into my stash and grabbed a few other colors. So I grabbed a peachy color and also a green color, the one I'm holding right there from Shimmers. Now I'm doing the packaging technique where you can either, open and then just use sort of the stick that's in there and add some color, or you can spray it on. I usually like to add a little bit of water, like with the peach one. It was so vibrant and I wanted to tone it down a little bit. So by adding a little bit of water, I just kind of toned it down. Then I smooshed it on the packaging and added it to that pattern paper. Now I love that pattern paper because it has a whole bunch of, type letters on the background, and then it has your frame in the center of the page. So then it was easy for me to build my layout because I just went around that frame. I also went into my stash, grabbed a stencil and then the Nouveau Embellishment Mousse, and I added it to a couple of spots, and then at the very end of the layout I'm going to add some more. I decided to cut my photos in two because I wanted one of the photos to fit inside that frame, and at 4x4 it just was not going to fit. So I'm going to take my heat tool and just help it along to dry up the mixed media, and then I'm going to set it to the side and I'm going to start matting my photo first on that green cardstock, and I'm using my Perfect Layers rulers from Stampin' Up. They don't sell it anymore, but We Are Memory Keepers has some rulers that are exactly the same, but I think you get 3 instead of 2. And they are the perfect tool to have if you like to mat your photos in the center of your cardstock, and then you can just do sort of like one cut. You don't have to cut it out roughly and then bring it to your cutter and then, cut it out or cut around it again. Then I wanted to mat it on another piece of cardstock, and I decided to use the packaging that she sends every month that wraps all our stuff, and it was perfect for this layout. I loved how, it's black and white stripes, and it went perfectly in behind that photo. At first I was thinking of just using that one photo and kind of maybe making a circle of flowers all around it, but I really didn't like that idea. These embellishments are, the way they're drawn, you don't have to layer too much. But I love having an embellishment foundation, and you're going to see me playing with it for a little bit because I'm trying to think, what can I use as an embellishment foundation? And I didn't want to use those circle ones because I want to keep them where I can just use them and then maybe do a little bit of journaling inside of it. So when I don't know what I want to do, I move on to something that I know I want to do. So I decided to use a second photo. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to mat it on the green cardstock, and then I'm going to mat it on that tissue paper. I wanted a place where I could journal, so I went to get one of the journaling cards from a previous kit, and I just cut a part of it off because I didn't need a 4x6 card. I just needed a part of it. And even at this point, I'm going to end up cutting a part of it off because it was just too big. And that's where my third embellishment is going to live, at the bottom of the layout. So I played around with the embellishments for a bit, and then I kept thinking I need an embellishment foundation. So I went into my stash and I grabbed these mini doilies, which they were perfect. So I'm going to end up gluing them to, I cut them in a few pieces so I can use them between the different embellishment clusters. And then now it looks like that flower is grounded, like it belongs there. It's not just floating, beside my photo. It's got somewhere to live, kind of thing. So whenever you're playing around with some embellishments and you feel, like it's just not working out, most of the time what it needs is an embellishment foundation. You need something to ground that embellishment cluster so that it doesn't feel like it's floating. Now that all the embellishment clusters are down, now we're going to be working on some titles. So the top photo is a picture of my new shelves. It's not the whole shelves. What I decided to do for this layout, I'm doing, now that I have new shelves, I'm able to dedicate some shelves that are my yearly TBR. I like to make a list of 100 books that I want to choose from in that specific year. So I was able to put the whole 100 books on 2 shelves. Now the middle picture is my monthly TBR. So every month that shelf changes. I put all the books that I want to read in that specific month on that shelf, and it's working great for me. I am loving it. And then the bottom cluster, that's where I'm going to put my title, new bookshelves. And that's it. That's going to complete this layout. And don't forget to check out Cheeky.studio. I'll have the links in the description box below to the store, to the Facebook group where we go on there and chat and share some layouts. And don't forget, if you use Nicole Jones 911, you get 10% off your first order. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind, give me a thumbs up and maybe leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.